by the girth to help define the inside of the turn for the horse so he knows how to separate his shoulder from his barrel, because that's what bending is, by the way, separating the shoulder from the barrel. And then your inside leg points at your outside rein instead of back at his ribcage. So you kind of turn your toe just a little bit out and move your leg through the shoulder crease to the outside rein. And then the outside leg goes a little bit back and sends him forward to the contact on the outside rein. There. There, like that, like that, like that. Very nice. And then just keep him a little bit on the connection in your hand. And push him a little through with both legs to the contact. Stabilize the bridle by placing the bit. And then make him step to it a little bit. There, very nice turn. Outside, a little half halt when he gets that fussy. Flexion on the inside rein, heels down. Yeah, toes a little bit out. Get your ankle into the horse's. There. Quietly ride him to an elastic rein. Reins should feel like bungee cords more than like winches. They shouldn't feel like clotheslines, they shouldn't feel like winches. They should feel like bungee cords. And then ride him to it a little bit. There. There. Alright. Side leg of the curve. Move him into your outside half ball. Push him quietly through with your outside leg. Inside rein is just a little bit. Make him go quietly forward. There. He's just going to fuss and go to trot. You can go around that white panel. Into the trot work. Yeah, off we go. Push your inside leg down and into his shoulder a little bit to lift him into your outside rein. Give a little hand-to-hand half halt on your outside rein. Relax your shoulder and bring your hips to your hands. Open the chest to relax your shoulders a little bit and bring your hips into the closing of your fingers. Good girl. Hips forward, body back. There, you feel your low back engage the rein? Yes, that's a half halt. Use your low back. Every time your hip swings forward, just hover your tummy a little bit and squeeze your fingers on the outside to slow down the trot and make him wait for his hop. There. Now close the legs softly and push the hock through. He's not to run his front end away from his back end. Not to go faster in front than he goes behind. There. There. Half halt. Bring your hip forward and open your chest. Yes, well done. Keep your shoulders relaxed so you don't get on the muscle with it. You want your reins to feel fairly elastic. There, and then softly push him to that. Yeah, you did a green horse dorky thing. There. Hands down, hips to hands, heels down. Don't get up in your knee roll with your hands on the muscle. Now push him a little bit to it. Stay behind his feet with your hips. Open your chest and post slower than he's going. Taller and slower in your post. Good. With your hips coming forward, your chest open, and your shoulders soft. Keep your hands closed and close your legs in. There. There.
Feels good.
There. What a nice horse. Bring your hip forward, little half halt in your fingers, with your hips coming to your hands, your weight down in your legs quietly around him, wrap your ankles a little bit and help his hocks come to the steady. But every time you send him forward, because he's been a little bit used to running on his shoulders, every time you bring him forward, bring from your legs, bring your hips forward and just give a soft little squeeze in your fingers with your hips coming forward and your chest open. Feel that half halt? That's a half halt from your core instead of from your muscle, so it's so much deeper in the motion, and it's so much more effective, and you don't have to get strong with him to use it. There, like that. Using your hips to hands with your chest open and your shoulders soft. There, there. You see how much control that gives you? Yeah. And then your lower leg softly brings him to the contact. A little bit of inside leg to lift him onto your outside rein. Super. Come through the middle, change direction, go the other way. And do a little big S turn to the right. Hips to hands, weight in your feet, bring your hips forward, relax your shoulders, keep your chest full of air. Good. You got to get a little bit of irregular terrain in this area. A little flexion to the right with the right rein. A soft little half halt by bringing your hips on your left rein. There. Support him with your outside leg. Keep it up off your inside leg. Not to jam your inside leg or your inside hand. So he's not to try to turn his head left and lean on his right shoulder. Lift him off that right leg again. Good. Now keep your rein steadily connected. Keep him a little steady on that outside rein. Turn him. Good. Now quietly forward. Hands steadily connected. Get a little flexion on the right, half halt on the left. Now heels down, bend him around your leg and push him across the leg. Next time go around the barrel. There, nice. Nice run. The hands whenever he gets running on your rein. Really good. Bit of flexion. We'll have hips to hands on the outside rein. Bring your hip forward and open your chest. Don't lean forward and bend your elbow. Bring your hip forward and shut your fingers. Feel the difference? Yeah. One gets you on the muscle, one doesn't. Hip forward, slow your post, close your leg, close your fingers. There. Make the reins just a bit shorter. Now bring your hands a little bit together and bring your hip forward to bring his head up just a little bit and push him under that with your outside leg. Yeah, that's an honest mistake, Keith. That was very close to setting him up for a canter transition. Right. Yeah. So that was an honest mistake. He thought you wanted that. Hips forward. Now keep him a little bit on the contact with your finger.